things considered, he's had a remarkable year, and hopefully, if Will wants to, he'll be able to get at least. Let's take a look at the defense and how Will lines them up for the final game of the homestand. Miguel Vargas, Colson Montgomery, Chase Mydroth, and Jacob Gonzalez in the infield. Drew Romo's got the plate. We told you about Brian and electric. 67 degrees, a radical cool down from yesterday. Feels like 63, humidity at 66.
All right, we are ready for baseball. Shohei Ohtani is in the box. Ryan Hudson ready on the mound. Shohei Ohtani is on an absolute tear. His last 14 games hitting .421.
Body on the setup, but nobody can hit from up there. So it doesn't matter where you start your hands. You still have to drop it into the slot.
This is why this series all weekend has been so electric as
Get it? I believe it is, yes. And I believe that's at least the second time for Romo. Get as close to you as possible, but that's E2. An ominous way to start.
Yes. Let's see, we talked about how the White Sox have used an Eric Fetty up for success.
Well, because you don't want to face the top of this lineup for the third time in the fifth or even the sixth inning.
Double play up the middle.
Good play on both ends. Colson to his left and Steinhaffel's double play. Steinhaffel's donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference first.
Average this season with 10 home runs. Here for the White Sox coming into play today. 3 1/3 innings pitched as an opener. Just one hit.
8-inning guy.
This one is driven deep to right field.
We will see here. Takes left-handers to left and left center field. Turned down the pitch before this, then turned down this one. On it. 11 and 38 on the power numbers.
That's to straightaway center. It'll stay in the ballpark as Peters makes the catch. Sox bats coming up.
Hitting 6, Chase Mydroth. Batting 7, Jacob Gonzalez. Hitting X.
Yeah, love that energy off the top as Sam Antonacci in the inning.
13th start for Sheehan. 4.70 ERA. He has good command. Now he does throw a good slider, and we'll look at how he's going to use his stuff today. Four-seam fastball in the slider, and a few curveballs under 10%.
Odo on the mound. He would shut down any lineup in baseball with the stuff that he had yesterday.
Perfect game.
Lifts this one in the air to center field. It is Pages coming in. And one down.
With Muncy, Betts, Freeland, and Freeman. Dalton Rushing once again has the plate. And we told you about Emmett Sheehan. As the weather really starts to heat up, maybe he'll gain that mile and a half per hour on the fastball. Having a pretty good series against his former mates.
Steve, you talk to anybody from the Dodgers organization, and they all have just didn't really have a spot for him there to play every day.
That's a problem with a lot of young players in Dodger organizations. That's why teams want to make trips to go. Even though some of them are ready, they have to move elsewhere to see what the Dodgers saw in. So he's become a team leader. So he's matured very well, and yesterday hit 3 line drives.
That he has grown into, because clearly when he saw him in the trade 2024, he was not himself. He was not having a great 2025, emerging into this role he has now.
And I think it's really difficult to set out to be a leader. It's one of those things that come.
Breaking ball, missing down, ball 2.
That was a really good eye, because that one stayed a strike for a while before dipping pretty well. Changed the eye level. He was.
Andrew Benintendi steps in. Is hit as the White Sox look to respond after the solo home run from Freddie Freeman in the top half of this frame. In the air, shallow left field. I'm going to buy Circa Sports betting the way it should be. We look at the run total.
To think that it would be under, but I would take over if we did this beginning of the game. By Orland Toyota. For the 27th time, he's been very good. Game is that Muncy, Tucker, Ward, Rushing, and Freeland all swing from the left side.
Eric Fetty today.
Off day tomorrow, so they'll have a lot of rest for that bullpen.
Game. Steve, he is now on pace for a career.
Putting on the Dodger blue.
So just trying to find the best pocket to insert Eric Fetty today.
Waiting for that pocket. Better off calling your tailor because you're not going to find a comfortable one in that lineup.
Hard to find good tailors these days.
It really is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Let's go to Brooks.
Showman said yes, in the moment, in that game, it might have looked rough, but that was a very important game for this young group. Talked about guys like Brady. Change your identity, but you got to adjust when the big leagues is asking you to. He said, hey, if this is a team that wants to make a run in the postseason, it's guys.
All right, good stuff. Duke going to second for 1 as the bunt from Tucker.
Not a particularly good bunt as you look at yesterday's hero for the Dodgers. Come on, a good solid throw to second. A play like that, you make sure of 1 before you even think about 2, and it was a great throw.
They always drill the pitchers on fielding your position, but throughout the season we also notice infield practice they'll get the pitchers out.
Let's watch it again. Tucker does not have a sacrifice this year. Maybe because of that he was zone. I couldn't believe whoever's managing today would make that call.
Lehman is the acting manager today. That's because Dave Roberts is now in California. He is attending the Grashes to take care of family matters, whether there be a family emergency or an important grad.
Really applaud that because as important to all of us as these games are, it dwarfs in comparison good at that as far as 3-day leaves are concerned with bereavement and maternity leaves, a number of other things.
Something Dave Roberts talked about. He said he always wanted to extend that curve. You will show up and work harder when it is time to punch the clock.
You know, there was a time when every year they wanted this down a bit.
Good pitch by Newcomb. So we go to the bottom of the second. Prime with all the best deals you've been waiting for. We appreciate you spending. Bottom of the second we go. White Sox trail the Dodgers 1-0. And
but one person in the starting lineup has seen Sheehan before, so first time through, very much
on Brooks scoop from the clubhouse. Something the White Sox talked about in their hitters meeting today. Derek Showman was very complimentary of Yamamoto. He told the guys you would never even notice that there was a perfect game going on because of the energy, because they were lost.
Well, they're not going to face many guys who are tougher than 1-2-0 count. I mean, so he was ahead of just about everybody, and by doing that, that wipeout splitter that he threw.
Montgomery swings through that one. Strike 3. And it's time now for Working on a Win, brought to you by Ocean.
Just kept pouring it over in the zone, and then when he got ahead, then he threw it just out of the zone. Set up by strike 1, and most of the time strike 2.
And it wasn't just Dodgers fans. White Sox fans rose to their feet, gave him a standing ovation. And games, when you look at the discussion around the country that effort yesterday.
Fastball, there's a little extra ride on it. He gets very good extension. That's why, although a lot of people will.
Chopper to first. It is Freeman with the flip. Sheehan in time. And there's 2 away here in the second.
And you see most of the White Sox fans up on their feet.
What about Yamamoto as a person and his character? The way he handled this situation. Mookie Betts with the error that cost him the perking in the dugout. He just gave him a pat like, I got you.
Still, I think the sigh of relief of a perfect game.
hit him.
Changeup, and if you're going to get hit with a changeup, especially if it hits you off the elbow pad.
A Dodgers fan takes that one off the elbow, and the first base runner of the game for the White Sox.
That was borderline, but
he did not go around. That's Tom Hanahan on the call at third.
Did a nice job behind the plate yesterday.
Doing a great job when you just don't see many challenges in a ball game.
That was a conversation I had with first base umpire Ron Kulpa, and the best year they've had in many years.
And to their credit, nobody wants to get shown up.
You get a lot of guys thrown in the high 90s, and you have very little time to make that decision, and you realize even when they do side of the plate.
That one sticks in the